Are we live?
Yeah,
Please
we are.
don't tell me we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
We're live.
We are.
Oh, good. Oh, goody, good.
Nice one, Dad. Way to embarrass yourself in front of the camera.
Indeed, absolutely.
I know it doesn't take a lot, but geez.
Hi everyone. So we are Dyspraxia Dialogues, and we're about to do a little conversation for you on a dad's perspective of dyspraxia. So we've got Josh and we've got Ian here with us to share their experiences. So Josh, if you want to begin, go for it.
Hello, everyone. So I've managed to get my dad along with me today.
Neil, by the way, Neil.
Oh, Neil, sorry, I said that wrong. That's my dyspraxia again.
No, so today we've come in and I'm going to discuss what like my everyday life here with dyspraxia, and my dad here is obviously going to talk about his perspective, which there is going to be a few similarities, but also a few differences as well. But it's actually just as important to get both sides eyes in this scenario. So how does dyspraxia affect me? Well, where do I begin? Well, mainly it is due to planning and preparation, and my organisation very, very bad. But so like for example, I can't sequence things in a specific order. So like for example, I will try and say get out of bed in the morning and then forget to brush my teeth, or forget to have a shower, or when I had to have a shower, forget to dry myself, that sort of thing. But that's mainly a routine every day, unfortunately for me.
I think because I don't suffer from dyspraxia, so I guess from a dad's perspective, it's interesting. So I guess I'm in that context normal. So I know that when I get up, I have a shower or I have a cup of tea or whatever I do in a routine that's been taught to me by my parents and by the world I live. And what's interesting, I think, here with Joshua is that his brain is not in that sense wired the same way. So the same logical approach that I take and everyone else takes to their morning routine is not a logic that Joshua can apply. So really, from a parent's perspective, what you're effectively doing is trying to create a stage-by-stage logic for them. So, helping them, if you will, get to base camp of Everest every day so that they can then start climbing Everest during their day. So I will check to make sure that, Joshua's had a shower, that in doing and having a shower, he's done his teeth, he's done his hair, he's done the normal morning ablutions, if you will. Then make sure that he's wearing the right clothes, and invariably the right way round would be best for the occasion or the thing that he's doing at the time. And that's not because Joshua's unintelligent. He's extremely intelligent and extremely empathic, but his brain does not enable him to do those sequential activities easily. From a dad's perspective, it can be hugely frustrating because it's every day and it's always the same thing. And you have to learn, I think, you have to get to a point where you understand that the dyspraxic brain does not operate like yours. And that's a big thing to get over, because, prior to understanding that or coming to terms with it, better phrase, you spend your life thinking they're being lazy, or why is it that, this teenage boy is acting in this way, and you pull your hair out.
That's really interesting you say that, Neil. So I have similar struggles. I'm 37, but as much as I've tried with this sequential steps of doing practical tasks, there seems to be a ceiling. Like I can't improve past a certain point, and things like directions or learning a route is an example for me, sort of navigation. Even if I've sort of been on it takes me many, many times before something can become automatic. So if it's not automatic, whether that's a physical task or a journey that I'm taking that I don't instinctively automatically know, I'll have to almost relearn each step from the start. And that's what you say about back to base camp.
Yeah.
It really is like that.
It is. And, you know, I think from a parent's point of view, when you get over that hump of understanding that's the way, you know, Joshua is, in my case, Joshua, you then start looking at how you can get Joshua to base camp easily so that they can commence their ascension up to Everest, and that becomes, you know, your sole focus, your desire. One thing I would say as a dad, though, you know, the amount of physical, mental and emotional effort that Joshua has to put in order to reach and be at base camp is absolutely phenomenal. And you can't help but admire that persistency, although sometimes you can't make it. So you know, a dad's perspective, help them get to base camp, whatever it takes to do that. Because if they don't get to base camp, they lose confidence and then they don't try. So Joshua gets very concerned if there's something he needs to do, wants to do, asked to do, that he's nervous about getting it wrong. So then, you know, you end up with that, well, I'm not going to try, I'm going to get it wrong, so I won't do it. Cooking's a classic example. I'll set fire to the kitchen, you know. So as a dad, you spend a lot of your time trying to put the tools in place to help him gain the confidence to be able to cook for himself. Which we would just, as normal, I hate the word normal, but as people without... Neurotypical is the phrase, isn't it? Neurotypical, this is second nature to us, but it isn't to dyspraxia.
It takes that massive effort and mental energy.
Yeah, it takes it a lot. And just want to make it aware that, especially with parents, people are saying that there is no way around it and that sort of thing. There's always a solution. Sometimes it may get a little bit frustrating. Yes, and it may, you know, give it like a what the heck do I do, or effort, not etc. etc. But like for example, or like we have a few cooking appliances, don't we, Dad?
Yeah, we do some tools that make it easier, because fine motor skills is also a challenge, I think, for dyspraxia. So you can find them, can't you?
Yeah, you certainly can. I mean, and also it's like as well putting stuff in the wrong drawers when getting dressed,
shutting the cupboards.
Yeah, that too. Haven't quite learned that yet. But we move. No, but what I'm saying, yes, in a parent's perspective, it is very frustrating, and it's also like want to rip your hair. I always say, you know what, just give up, sort of thing at times.
You pull your hair out, and when you get to 60, you ain't got much of it left. But
I know that's true.
But the drawers thing is a good example.
No, yeah, definitely, especially
that's
when
worked.
Definitely. I mean, it's like what I did well with help my dad. Instead of putting words saying where stuff is, etc., etc., because what I used to do was I keep on putting my t-shirts in the pants drawer or stuff where they shouldn't be. Couldn't really find anything, or even using aka a floor drobe, as they describe it.
I describe it as a floor drobe.
Yeah. So what we did was we made some pictures. So like, i.e.,
we got them off the net, didn't we?
Off the net, and we stuck them to the drawers to tell which way they go.
Okay.
Which is very helpful.
Like what goes where?
What goes where and what and.
Wow. That's really interesting. My drawers get into a total jumble. I have to frequently reorganize them, and a system like that sounds really helpful.
I know. I bet it saves you from breaking the drawers as well.
Which Joshua has a habit of breaking everything he gets his mitts on. But no, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
basic things like, you know, Josh, you know, why have I got X number of odd socks? And where are the others? And you can't find them
I know,
anywhere.
lots of
And they'll be
sockmates.
stuffed in a drawer somewhere,
Yeah.
thrown in the bottom of the wardrobe.
That's something I did learn, to pair my socks up and put them together, and that really helps.
Unfortunately, it's like today. I said I lost my goalkeeping gloves. I looked around, so I bought a new pair. And guess what I found today, right in the middle of the cupboard?
Yeah.
Very easy to lose
Very
things.
easy.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah.
So simple things like that. Working with Joshua, coming up with a way that might work, helps hugely. So, you know, now Joshua never walks downstairs with odd socks on, or one sock on and one sock off, because he can't find the other. They're all where they're supposed to be, and the picture tells them where they are. Now what that's done is actually take a bit of pressure off Joshua, because that's now easy. That's quick and doable and manageable. So now you hit the next bit and the next bit. It takes a lot of focused effort from a parent's point of view to get there. But the big thing is getting over this hurdle of understanding from a parent's point of view that actually, you know, this is a very difficult thing for people with dyspraxia to do. Basic self-living organization is not something that is natural. And once you get there, then you can focus your energies at trying to find ways to help, rather than ways to tell them off for not doing something that actually they're just not capable of doing. That's how I would say.
That is incredibly helpful.
Oh.
Thank you both for your input today.
No problems.
Sharing.
And don't worry, when it comes to cooking with dyspraxia, we'll save that for the next video, I think.
That sounds like a good focus.
What are you going to cook? What are you going to cook? What about that cauliflower cheese, Longley style? What do you think?
Yeah.
You have your own version, do you?
We do have a version of.
We have.
Watch this space. We have a version of cauliflower cheese you'll die for.
Yeah, and when I say roasting, I don't mean burn it in the oven like a charcoal, but.
See you later, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.